All right, buckle up, because today we're diving deep into Robert Greene's 48 Laws of Power.
Oh, this is going to be good.
You know it. You guys sent in a ton of excerpts.
Yeah, laws, historical examples,
Fables.
the whole shebang. It's going to be like a masterclass in power dynamics.
Exactly. The 48 Laws of Power, it really lays bare those timeless principles of how influence works, you know?
Definitely not always pretty.
Oh, for sure. But understanding these laws, I think,
incredibly valuable.
super valuable. It's like a secret decoder ring for, like, human behavior.
I like that.
Right.
Yeah.
By recognizing these patterns, I think it helps us navigate everything.
Everything.
From office politics to negotiating a raise to just understanding, like, history's biggest players.
Absolutely.
I know you're super interested in, like, the subtle art of persuasion.
Oh, yeah.
So we're going to be focusing on laws that, like, illuminate those dynamics.
Drive it.
Like, court attention at all costs.
Yes.
Play on people's need to believe to create a cult-like following. Ooh. And even disdain things you cannot have. Ignoring them is the best revenge.
That's my favorite.
Right. I'm already, like, feeling a little bit more strategic.
Buckle up. It's going to be a wild ride.
Okay.
Let's start with a cluster of laws that focus on the power of appearances.
Okay.
You know, how perception can be crafted just like a work of art.
Ooh. Okay, let's unpack this.
All right.
Law 6, court attention at all cost, argues that visibility is key. It suggests that you need to stand out from the crowd to, like, gain influence.
Yeah.
Even if that means embracing a little controversy.
A little.
Right.
Okay, so what immediately comes to mind for me?
Oh, tell me.
P.T. Barnum.
Oh, of course.
The master showman, right?
Yes.
He understood the power of notoriety. Even when faced with scandal, like the incident with Ephraim K. Avery.
Oh, right.
He used it to fuel his fame.
Any press is good press, huh?
It's like, as long as they're talking about you.
As long as they're talking about you, yeah.
Yeah.
He definitely kept people, like, buzzing.
Oh, he did, yeah.
Right. And it wasn't just about, like, creating a spectacle.
Yeah.
There's this fascinating story about Count Victor Lustig,
Okay.
who was a con man, but he, like, cultivated an air of mystery to enhance his power.
I love this guy.
Right. He was like a magnet for those seeking to be in on the secret.
Total magnet.
Don't you think?
Oh, 100%.
Like, that aura of mystery
Oh, yeah.
made him seem more intriguing.
More powerful, right.
More powerful.
Yeah, it helped him pull off some pretty audacious scams.
Oh, yeah.
This really shows how easily we can be influenced by appearances and how mastering self-presentation can be such a powerful tool for better or for worse.
Ooh, right. It makes you wonder, like, how many people are out there
all the time
using these tactics?
Yeah. Have you ever met someone who had that, like, magnetic quality?
Yeah.
They
You just want to know what
knew something.
they know, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, irresistible.
It's a primal instinct, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we're drawn to the unknown.
Yeah.
Those who can project that aura of secrecy.
Totally.
They really just tap right into that.
Yeah.
But it's a delicate dance.
Okay.
Too much mystery and you risk appearing aloof.
Right.
Or, like, untrustworthy.
Makes sense. So it's like finding that sweet spot.
That sweet spot.
Of, like, grabbing attention without scaring people off.
Exactly.
Which I think takes, like, finesse.
Nature finesse.
Right. So Law 6 is about attracting attention. Law 27, play on people's need to believe to create a cult-like following, takes it a step further.
Okay.
This suggests that crafting a compelling narrative, like, they can be even more powerful than just simple notoriety.
Absolutely.
It's like weaving a story that people are just, like, eager to buy into.
Oh, I know a perfect example of this.
Ooh, tell me.
George Salmanazar.
Okay.
He invented this elaborate persona claiming to be from Formosa, and somehow he convinced people that it was true.
Wow. I mean, I guess back then information wasn't, like, as readily available as it is today.
That's true.
But still, that's pretty incredible.
It is.
Kind of speaks to our desire to, like, believe in something.
I agree.
Even if it seems, like, outlandish.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Kind of like Dr. Weisleiter, who claimed to cure people using moon rays.
Moon rays, yeah.
Right? It sounds crazy now.
It does sound crazy.
But he was incredibly successful.
Really? So both Salmanazar and Weisleiter, they were, like, masters at tapping into people's desires.
Yeah.
Salmanazar offered, like, this glimpse into a mysterious world.
Right.
And Weisleiter offered, like, hope.
Hope for healing.
For healing.
Exactly. So they understood that by engaging people's emotions, they could make even the most unbelievable claims seem plausible.
Wow, it's almost like they created a spectacle.
Spectacle of belief.
Of belief, right? Which leads us right into Law 37.
Oh, perfect.
Create compelling spectacles.
Yes.
This law suggests that visual displays can be a powerful way to sway people's opinions.
Oh, totally.
And loyalties. It's like creating this sensory experience that, like, leaves a lasting impression.
Absolutely. Think about the Palace of Versailles.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
It wasn't just about luxury, right?
Yeah.
It was about power.
It was about power.
Louis XIV was a genius
Yeah.
at using architecture to reinforce his authority. So by creating this awe-inspiring palace, he kept his courtiers in a constant state of wonder.
Right. He was always at the center of attention.
Always the center of attention.
It's like he built his own stage.
Who did?
To command attention.
And speaking of staging grand events.
Oh, yes.
The story of the alchemist Bragadino.
Bragadino.
He used illusions and elaborate performances to maintain his influence in Venice.
Oh, wow.
Like a one-man show.
Yeah.
Constantly dazzling his audience.
These stories, they really make you think about the power of perception.
Don't they?
Right. It seems like mastering, like, deception and appearances. It can be such a powerful tool.
It can be, but it's a double-edged sword.
Oh, how so?
Well, while these tactics can be used to gain influence, they can also backfire.
Yeah, if they're employed unethically.
Unethically or carelessly?
Carelessly, right? So it's about using these laws like strategically and responsibly. It's about understanding the dynamics of power without like succumbing to its darker side.
Exactly.
Now that we've seen how like potent appearances can be, I'm curious to explore how unpredictability plays into the game of power.
Yes, the art of keeping people on their toes.
Okay, let's get into it.
Law 17, keep others in suspended terror. Cultivate an air of unpredictability.
Okay.
This is a fun one.
Ooh.
It argues that being unpredictable can give you a strategic advantage. Keeps your rivals off balance.
It's like being one step ahead in chess.
Exactly.
Right, you're constantly anticipating their moves while also keeping them guessing about yours.
Yes, and I have the perfect story to illustrate this.
Ooh, I love stories.
The story of General Stonewall Jackson during the Civil War.
Stonewall Jackson, okay.
He was a brilliant military strategist. His seemingly random movements during battle baffled his enemies.
So they didn't know what he was going to do next.
Exactly.
Oh, wow.
Made them hesitant and reactive.
That's like the element of surprise.
Oh, totally.
Right.
Yeah.
It's so disarming.
You're thinking about Law 14.
Oh, what am I?
Pose as a friend, work as a spy.
Oh, yeah.
Classic example of using deception to gain an advantage. Emphasizes the importance of gathering intelligence.
Right.
Understanding your rival's motives and strategies.
Yeah, you need to know what they're thinking to stay ahead.
Absolutely.
It's like being a detective.
Yes.
Right. Always piecing together.
The puzzle.
The puzzle of human behavior.
I have a cautionary tale about the dangers of trusting those closest to you. The story of Michael III, the Byzantine emperor.
Okay.
He was a young and inexperienced ruler who relied heavily on his close friend and advisor, Basil.
Uh-oh. I don't like where this is going.
Unfortunately for Michael, Basil was driven by ambition.
Of course.
And he used his position to manipulate and eventually usurp the throne.
Oh, no, he took over.
I did.
Wow. So even your friends, they could have ulterior motives.
It's a stark reminder of that, yes.
So it's like you need to be discerning about who you trust.
Be discerning.
Yeah.
And recognize that betrayal can come from unexpected places.
Oh, that's a good reminder.
It is.
We need to be able to like read between the lines.
Yes.
Right? Observe those subtle cues.
Some subtle cues.
Be wary of those who might appear friendly but are actually working against us.
Exactly.
Oh, that's a delicate balance.
It is a delicate balance between trust and vigilance.
So it's not just about enemies, but also like the potential for manipulation in all relationships.
All relationships.
It's about protecting yourself without becoming overly paranoid.
Without being paranoid.
That's a tough line to walk.
It is a tough line.
Okay, so we've talked a lot about deception and appearances. But Law 12 use selective honesty and generosity to disarm your victim. It offers a more nuanced approach.
Yeah, interesting.
Like, it almost seems counterintuitive.
It does.
To use honesty as a tool for deception.
It does, but it's all about playing on people's expectations.
Okay.
When you're consistently honest, even in small ways, you build a sense of trust.
Okay.
And that creates an opening for a well-placed deception.
Ooh, sneaky, sneaky.
Right, because they're less likely to question your motives.
Right, because you've built that trust. It's like the classic Trojan horse.
It is.
You create this sense of security and then bam.
Bam. You strike when their guard is down.
Right.
This tactic really plays on our cognitive biases because we tend to trust people who appear honest.
Even if we have like limited evidence.
Limited evidence.
Right. So it's not about like being genuinely honest all the time.
Not all the time.
But strategically using it to create a desired perception.
Exactly.
That's like very Machiavellian.
It is.
Right. It highlights the complexity of human behavior.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Constantly balancing these competing impulses.
Right. And sometimes those impulses, they lead us to act in ways that are like deceptive and self-serving.
Self-serving, yeah.
Well, speaking of self-serving, let's dive into Law 13.
Okay.
Which states, when asking for help, appeal to people's self-interest, never to their mercy or gratitude.
Straightforward, right?
Like understanding what motivates people.
It's all about understanding what motivates people. Yeah.
Right.
100%.
Okay.
People are much more likely to help you if they see something in it for themselves.
Right. So it's not about like reminding them of how you helped them in the past.
No.
But it's like really driving home
what's in it,
how this is going to benefit them.
For them, yeah.
It's a subtle shift in perspective.
It is.
But I feel like it can make all the difference.
Oh, a huge difference.
Right. It's about understanding human psychology.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
We're all wired to seek out what's beneficial to us.
To us.
So if you frame your request in a way that like aligns with their self-interest, then you increase your chances.
You'll increase your chances.
Of getting what you want.
Of getting what you want.
It makes you wonder, like, how many times have we missed opportunities?
Oh, I'm sure so many.
Right. Because we've appealed to the wrong motivation.
Totally.
Think about a time when you successfully persuaded someone. Did you appeal to their self-interest? Or rely on, like, past favors?
Yeah.
It's fascinating to analyze our own experiences
Absolutely.
through like the lens of these laws.
It's why we do this.
Right.
The more we understand what motivates people, the better equipped we are to navigate the complex world of power dynamics.
That's what makes this so valuable.
It is.
It's not just like these abstract concepts, but we're like developing a deeper understanding.
A deeper understanding.
Of ourselves.
Of ourselves.
And the people around us.
And the people around us. Yeah, it's like gaining a whole new level of awareness, isn't it?
Totally. It's like cracking the code of human behavior.
Yeah.
Speaking of codes, let's talk about a law that suggests that sometimes the best revenge is no revenge at all.
Interesting.
Law 36.
Okay.
Disdain things you cannot have. Ignoring them is the best revenge.
That's a good one.
I'm intrigued.
It's powerful, right?
It is.
The idea that by simply ignoring something or someone, you can diminish their power. It takes self-control.
Oh, yeah. I will.
But it can be incredibly effective.
It's like saying, you're not even worth my attention.
Exactly.
It's subtle, but it's potent. What's a good example of this?
Okay. Well, the story of the Duke and Duchess of Marlborough and the construction of Blenheim Palace.
Blenheim Palace, okay.
So the Duchess, who was known for her extravagant tastes, she hired the architect, John Vanbrugh, to design her dream home.
A dream home, nice.
But she was notoriously difficult to work with. She constantly clashed with Vanbrugh over the design and the construction.
Oh, so like a classic power struggle.
Kind of classic power struggle.
Okay, so how did Vanbrugh handle this?
So he used a very subtle form of revenge. Knowing the Duchess's intense dislike for certain things, he incorporated those very things into the palace design.
Oh, sneaky.
For example, he designed the chimneys to smoke terribly.
Oh,
knowing that the Duchess hated the smell of smoke.
Wow, so he got his revenge without like overtly attacking her.
Exactly.
And if she complained, he could just be like, well, that's part of the design.
It's all part of the plan.
That's brilliant.
It's brilliant.
That's like maintaining your dignity while still making a point.
While making a point, that's the beauty of Law 36. Allows you to take a stand without resorting to, aggression. Or pettiness.
It's about rising above.
Rising above.
Okay, so ignoring certain things can be strategic.
Yes.
But sometimes the key to success lies in our ability to adapt. Which brings us to Law 48. Assume formlessness.
Okay.
This law advocates for being adaptable, like water flowing around obstacles rather than trying to force our way through.
So Spartans are a perfect example of this.
Spartans.
Renowned for their military discipline, right?
Yes.
Strict social order.
Okay.
Which made them a formidable force. But their inability to adapt ultimately led to their downfall.
So they were strong, but not very flexible.
Not flexible.
Couldn't adjust.
Yeah, to the changing world around them.
Right, and that's such a crucial lesson.
It is.
We need to be open to new ideas, willing to change course.
Change course.
When necessary.
Yeah, clinging to outdated beliefs, outdated strategies.
Right. Not a good look.
It can be detrimental.
Detrimental, yeah.
It's recognizing that the only constant is change. And those who can embrace that change, they will thrive.
They will thrive.
Okay, let's talk about a law that's particularly relevant for leaders or anyone seeking to dismantle a powerful group.
Okay.
Law 42, strike the shepherd and the sheep will scatter.
Okay.
It emphasizes the importance of targeting the leader. If you want to dismantle an organization or a movement.
The leader, the head honcho.
Right, you neutralize the leader.
Yeah.
The followers will lose direction and purpose.
Direction and purpose, it's like cutting off the head of a snake.
Oh, yeah, that's a good analogy.
The body might thrash around.
Right.
But ultimately,
powerless.
Powerless. The French Revolution offers a tragic example of this.
Ooh, the French Revolution. Okay.
Marie Antoinette.
Yes.
A powerful figure in the French court. She became a symbol of the monarchy's excesses.
Right.
So when the revolution erupted, she was an easy target.
Yeah.
And once she was removed from power, the entire monarchy crumbled.
She was seen as this symbol of everything that was wrong.
Everything wrong.
With the ruling class.
Yeah.
And her lavish lifestyle made her a lightning rod.
A lightning rod. It really highlights the importance of staying connected to the people, being aware of public perception.
Yeah.
Yeah, your actions.
Power is such a delicate balance.
It is.
And those who fail to maintain that balance risk losing everything.
Risk losing it all.
Speaking of losing everything,
Ooh.
Law 47.
Okay.
Do not go past the mark you aimed for. In victory, learn when to stop. This cautions us against the dangers of overreaching.
Overreaching, yeah.
Even in victory.
Even in victory.
There's a risk of pushing too far.
That's right.
The story of Cyrus the Great.
Oh, Cyrus.
Illustrates this perfectly.
It does.
He was a brilliant military leader.
Brilliant, conquered vast territories.
But his ambition got the better of him.
He just kept pushing east.
Pushing.
Into increasingly hostile territory.
Yeah, led to his demise.
Oh, it's a classic tale of hubris.
Hubris, yeah. He let his victories cloud his judgment. He didn't recognize when it was time to consolidate his gains and enjoy his success.
A good reminder.
It is.
That we need to be strategic, not just in our pursuits, but also recognizing when to stop.
When to stop.
Knowing when to step back and enjoy our accomplishments.
Enjoy, yeah, that's just as important as striving for more.
It's about finding that balance between ambition and contentment.
Exactly.
Okay, let's talk about a law that kind of challenges conventional wisdom.
Ooh, I like that.
Law 46, never appear too perfect.
Okay.
It suggests that being flawless can actually be a detriment.
A detriment. That's interesting.
Right. It seems counterintuitive.
It does.
But perfection.
Yeah.
It can breed envy.
Envy.
And resentment.
Resentment. Yeah. I mean, people are naturally drawn to those who are relatable.
Right. Who have flaws.
Vulnerabilities. Yeah. When you appear too perfect, you create distance.
Between yourself and others.
Yeah.
So it's about being excellent at what you do, but also showing your human side.
Showing your human side.
Right. People want to connect with someone who's both competent but relatable.
Relatable, the story of Michelangelo and his rival Bramante.
Oh, Michelangelo and Bramante.
So Bramante was envious of Michelangelo's talent.
Okay.
And he tried to sabotage him by giving him this seemingly impossible task of painting the Sistine Chapel ceiling.
The Sistine Chapel ceiling. Wow. Okay.
But Michelangelo, being the genius that he was, turned it into a masterpiece.
He did.
So it's almost like Bramante inadvertently helped solidify Michelangelo's reputation.
It backfired.
It backfired.
It's a good reminder that sometimes the best way to handle envious rivals is to simply outshine them.
Outshine them.
Let them stew in their own negativity.
Yes.
While you focus on creating incredible work.
That's it.
That's a power move.
Yeah, you're getting it.
Okay, let's dive into a law that's all about mastering the art of persuasion.
Oh, persuasion. Okay.
Law 43. Work on the hearts and minds of others.
Ooh, that's good.
This one emphasizes the importance of emotional intelligence.
Emotional intelligence.
Right. If you want to influence people, you need to understand their hopes, their fears, their desires.
It's not just logic and reason.
No.
It's about connecting on a deeper level.
It's like that saying, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care.
100%.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so the story of Zhuge Liang, a brilliant strategist, okay? Zhuge Liang.
In ancient China, he faced a formidable enemy in Meng Hu.
Meng Hu, okay.
The king of the southern barbarians.
Wow, okay.
So instead of crushing Meng Hu militarily, Zhuge Liang captured him 7 times.
7 times? Oh my gosh.
And released him each time.
Really?
Treating him with respect and dignity.
Okay. Why would he do that?
Because Zhuge Liang understood that true victory lay in winning over Meng Hu's heart and mind.
Oh, I see.
So by showing him mercy and respect, he eventually earned Meng Hu's loyalty.
Wow, so it's like playing the long game.
The long game.
Right, building trust and rapport can be much more effective.
Like way more effective.
Than brute force.
And brute force.
Brute power.
Lies in influence.
Influence.
Not just domination.
Not just domination. All right, let's shift gears. Talk about a law that delves into deception.
Ooh, deception.
Law 44.
Okay.
Disarm and infuriate with the mirror effect.
Okay, the mirror effect.
So this law suggests that we can manipulate people by reflecting their own behavior back at them.
Oh, like holding up a mirror to their soul?
Exactly.
Showing them who they really are.
Exactly.
Which can be like disarming, but also infuriating. Disarming and infuriating.
Yeah, the story of Joseph Fouché.
Oh, Fouché.
A master of political intrigue during the French Revolution.
Master, he was a chameleon-like figure who survived multiple regime changes by adapting to the prevailing political winds.
So he just like went with the flow.
Went with the flow. He was a master of mirroring, observing those around him and reflecting back the image that they wanted to see.
So he was just like blending in, making himself agreeable, non-threatening, like camouflage.
Right.
Disappearing
to your surroundings.
The mirror effect can be a powerful tool for deception, but it can also be used for more, let's say, benevolent purposes.
Okay, so like building rapport.
Creating
connection, so it's all about intention. Right. The same tool can be used for good or evil.
Good or evil.
Depending on, like, the motives of the user.
It's all about the motive. Okay, let's talk about a law that emphasizes the importance of patience and, like, strategic timing.
Ooh, timing.
Law 33, master the art of timing.
Love it.
It reminds us that there's a right time for everything.
For everything.
And rushing into action can often lead to disaster.
Disaster. It's about understanding the ebb and flow of events, recognizing opportunities when they arise, and seizing the moment when the time is right.
It's like waiting for the perfect wave to surf.
Oh, I like that analogy.
Right. You don't just jump in.
No, you watch,
you observe the patterns, you anticipate the swell, and then you paddle with all your might when the time is right.
When the time is right, the story of King Henry VIII.
King Henry VIII, okay.
A great example.
Of England.
Yes. So he desperately wanted a male heir, but his wife, Catherine of Aragon, had only produced a daughter.
Oh.
So it took him years of maneuvering, scheming, waiting for the right moment.
Waiting for the right moment.
To make his move.
Right, so he was playing the long game.
He was playing the long game. He was a master chess player.
Yeah.
He had to patiently build alliances, undermine his opponents, create a favorable political climate for his actions.
So like timing was everything.
Timing was everything. And his story really highlights the importance not only of being patient, but of being strategic.
Strategic.
In your timing.
In your timing.
It's about recognizing that sometimes the best course of action is to wait.
For the right opportunity.
To present itself.
To present itself.
Yeah. It's like some of these laws require patience and observation, while others encourage like bold action.
Right.
Almost like there's a time for calculated strategy and a time to seize the moment.
Yeah, that's the beauty of the 48 laws of power.
Right.
It's a multifaceted exploration of like human behavior.
Totally. Each law offering a unique perspective on how to navigate the complexities.
Yeah, the complexities.
Of power dynamics.
Speaking of bold action, Law 28.
Okay.
Enter action with boldness.
Oh.
It suggests that like hesitation and timidity can be detrimental.
Detrimental.
Or bold action commands respect.
Commands respect and attention.
Attention, it's about taking calculated risks.
Right.
And projecting confidence.
Projecting confidence.
Even when faced with uncertainty.
Even when faced with uncertainty. Okay, what's a good example of this?
Okay, the story of Pietro Aretino.
Okay, Pietro Aretino.
The Renaissance writer.
Okay.
He began his career as a humble servant.
A humble servant.
But he harbored grand ambitions.
Ambitious.
He understood that to achieve those dreams, he needed to make a bold move.
Okay.
So he did something audacious.
Ooh, I'm intrigued.
He wrote a series of satirical poems and dialogues that mocked the most powerful figures of his day.
No, including the Pope.
He mocked the Pope.
He mocked the Pope.
Oh my gosh, talk about taking a risk.
Yeah, bold move.
What happened?
It paid off. His writing caused a sensation.
Wow.
Made him one of the most famous and feared writers in Italy.
So his boldness paid off.
Boldness paid off.
Wow, it's a good reminder that sometimes you need to like shake things up.
Shake things up.
Right. Break the rules, make a statement.
Make a statement.
If you want to be noticed.
If you want to be noticed and remembered.
And remembered.
Have the courage to stand out.
Yeah, to stand out from the crowd.
That's what Law 28 is all about.
Right.
Cultivating that boldness and decisiveness.
Decisiveness.
Yeah, recognizing that fortune favors the bold.
Fortune favors the bold. I like that. Okay, now let's discuss a law that seems a little harsh at first glance.
All right.
Law 10.
Okay.
Infection. Avoid the unhappy and unlucky.
Okay.
It suggests that we need to be mindful of the company we keep, as our reputations can be influenced by those around us.
Right. So while it sounds a bit callous,
it does a little bit.
It's really about understanding the power of association.
Right, like our social circles.
Social circles. They really impact our perceptions, our attitudes, even our own luck.
Right. So it's not just about like avoiding negative people.
Yeah.
But it's also about actively seeking out like positive ones.
Seek out the positive.
Right. You need to surround yourself with people who like inspire you, support you.
Challenge you.
Yeah, who challenge you to be your best self.
And be your best.
Law 10, it encourages us to be selective.
Selected
about our companions.
Our companions, yeah.
And cultivate relationships that nourish our spirits and elevate our minds.
Elevate our minds. I love that.
It's like creating a positive, supportive ecosystem for ourselves.
Yes.
Both like personally and professionally.
Personally and professionally.
Okay, let's shift gears one last time.
Okay, last one.
And talk about a law that emphasizes like creating memorable experiences.
Right.
Law 37, create compelling spectacles.
Ooh, spectacles.
It suggests that like visual displays and grand gestures, they can be powerful tools for influencing people.
I mean, think about the elaborate ceremonies and rituals common in ancient civilizations designed to inspire awe and reverence.
Right, and it reinforces the power.
Reinforces the power.
Of the rulers.
Of the rulers.
And even though we might not be ruling empires.
Right.
I think we can still apply this principle to our own lives.
Absolutely.
It's about like thinking creatively and finding ways to make our work and our interactions more engaging and memorable.
More engaging and memorable, yeah.
So it's not just about what we do,
right,
but how we do it.
How we do it.
Right. It's about adding a touch of drama and flair.
A little drama, a little flair.
To your actions.
Yeah.
It's about creating experiences that people will remember.
Remember and talk about.
And talk about, Law 37.
Law 37.
It encourages us to think outside the box.
Outside the box.
And to find ways to make a lasting impact.
A lasting impact.
This has been an incredible deep dive.
It has.
We've like explored the intricacies of power, from deception and manipulation to adaptability and strategic thinking. We've uncovered valuable insights from like the triumphs and failures of historical figures.
Yeah.
From like the cunning of con men to the wisdom of ancient strategists.
It's been quite a journey.
It has been a journey, right?
Exploring the timeless principles that govern human behavior and influence.
And
while the 48 Laws of Power can be a controversial book.
It can be.
I think we can all agree that understanding these laws can be incredibly valuable.
Incredibly valuable.
Personally and
professionally. It's like we've been given a secret decoder ring.
I like that.
Right. Yeah. For like human behavior.
Human behavior.
By recognizing these patterns, we can navigate the world. With greater awareness, skill, and hopefully a strong sense of ethics.
Ethics, yeah.
Remember, these laws are tools.
Tools.
And like any tool, they can be used for good or ill.
Good or ill.
The choice is ultimately ours.
It is.
What will you do with this newfound knowledge?
Ooh, good question.
Will you become a master strategist, a keen observer, or simply a more informed participant? In this game of power.
In the game of power.
The possibilities are endless.
Endless.